love heist films such as, you know, Inside Man and Point Break and Reservoir Dogs. I love those films. I love just heist films in general. I think they are just, you know, they have wonderful, masterful pacing. They have that twist at the end and they make me sit at the edge of my seat, be like, okay, what's going to happen? I want to know if they're going to be able to pull this off. Ben Stiller plays John Hovack. He is basically, I believe, the assistant general manager or assistant hotel manager. And this guy, a couple years back, he invested the entire employees' pension fund with this guy named Arthur Shaw, who is the villain of this film. And a couple years later, this guy's being arrested for fraud, and their pensions are gone, you know, and there's no way they're going to get their money back. Basically, Ben Stiller's character comes up with this idea that he's going to rob the $20 million he believes is hid out in Arthur Shaw's penthouse apartment. And he gets a couple of his friends from the tower heist, and they're like, okay, we're going to do this. But they don't really have any robbery experience at all. So Ben Stiller's character, you know, he goes to his high school buddy or childhood friend or childhood associate, I guess you'd call him more like, and be like, okay, he's been to jail, he knows how to rob things, and that's where Eddie Murphy's character is. And he plays the professional. And I was a little skeptical of this film, you know, because I didn't know if the comedy and heist, the comedy being the forefront and heist being the second element, would mix. And in most parts they did. I think the first half of this film is very dramatic, and I was surprised by that. I was surprised in the scene where a guy tries to commit suicide, and I was like, okay, why are we doing this in a comedic film? It's needed because it made you feel for these characters, like, okay, I can sympathize with these guys, I know why they're doing them. I felt that the cast was good. I was surprised by Eddie Murphy and Ben Stiller, because let's admit, guys, even though they're wonderful actors, their careers are coming to a screeching halt, and Eddie Murphy has been going the way of Dwayne "Rock" Johnson. You know, he's doing these family films, and it was good to see him in a role where he's able to, you know, be his old self. I mean, a little censored, but still be his old self. For, you know, you're like, that's old Eddie Murphy, and that's why I like him. And Ben Stiller, you know what? He did surprisingly well. And there's Matthew Broderick, which is, you know, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Come on, guys. He is a comedic icon. From Precious, Gabourey, Sidibe, I think in this film, I didn't know if she could transition from a Precious to a comedy. But she does pull it off. She plays this, I think it's like a Jamaican. I'm not entirely sure. But she does this funny accent, and she's a maid. So it's really clever. Fell flat. Some of the jokes were a little like, okay, that fell flat for me. I didn't find it funny at all. I know I was supposed to laugh there, but I didn't find it funny. But that wasn't due to the actors that those jokes fell flat. It wasn't them. But then some of the jokes were hilarious, especially the whole joke between. There's this joke about Ben Stiller's sister being hot, and you know, one of his cohorts, I guess, in the heist is his brother-in-law, and there's this whole joke about her having a baby. It's kind of funny. Blu-ray special, so I did go buy it out on Blu-ray, and I will be and this is where I'm going to be talking about some of the special features of the film. Some of the special features include 2 alternate endings, deleted alternate scenes, gag reel. I mean, they're basically things you would expect in a film. The audio commentary is good. The picture's good. It's good quality picture. The 2 alternate endings in this film, I actually could see how they could work, and I could have seen how I like the ending to this, the ending they have in this film. But I could also see how the 2 other endings worked, and I really enjoyed this film. I thought even though some of the comedy fell, it wasn't due to the actors, it was due to the script. And I really felt that even though they might have overplayed the dramatic parts just a little, it was necessary to have you feel for these characters. And just an overall good time. I give it a 4 out of 5. And a definite recommendation to add to your Blu-ray collection.